Hello, welcome to Bizebeegranny. We are going to do some baking again today. I'm Jeannie Rose, and I'm going to be your host. We're going to make no-bake chocolate drop cookies. Now, there's lots of different recipes out there, and I just kind of do what I was taught first, and hopefully they turn out good. Now, the recipe calls for, I got it written down here, 2 cups of sugar, but I'm using Splenda today, so we'll only need 1 cup of Splenda. And you need a 1/2 cup of milk. Now, you can use fat-free milk, 1% milk, 2% milk, whole milk, or like I'm doing, I'm making it with canned milk. So that's how I'm doing mine. You need 1 stick of butter. That's butter, not margarine. 3 cups of old-fashioned oats. 1/4 cup of peanut butter of your choice. It could be chunky or it could be smooth. I like this smooth peanut butter. And sometimes if you want it more peanut buttery, you can use a 1/2 cup or a full cup. I don't like that much peanut butter, so 1/4 cup for me is fine. Then you'll need to use 2 caps full of the real vanilla extract. Now, if you're using the generic kind, I would use a couple of teaspoons full, okay? And a large pinch of sea salt, okay? So, here we go. We're going to get started. I will get this going. I turn on my burner, and I have in here 1 stick of real butter. We don't use margarine for the simple reason margarine has a lot of extra water, kind of soluble thing or whatever it's called to it. So I don't use the margarine. I like butter, and it's healthier for you too. So, while that's getting together, I'm going to get my Splenda opened up here. And remember, we're not using as much Splenda as we do regular sugar. So if you're using regular sugar, you want 2 cups of regular sugar. But for us, we have diabetics in our family, so I like to cook things that they can eat. So we're going to make it with Splenda. And it seems that never fails. If you're in a hurry, nothing cooks fast enough. So we're melting our butter. And while that's melting, we also want to get our cocoa. Now, it's up to you how you measure your cocoa. In the recipe, it calls for 2 tablespoons. Well, rounded tablespoons is okay, but I like mine a little bit more chocolatey tasting. So I don't measure it. I just grab me a tablespoon and dip it in the container and get out what I think will work. So it's up to you. You want to measure it and scrape it off and make it absolutely even. You'll want 2 tablespoons of cocoa. All right? There we go. Everything's in here except what I want. All right. There we go. So I'm going to dip out my cocoa. And put in what I think will make a good batch of cookies. And I want to stir that around in this butter so that it doesn't clump up. You'll want to stir it around. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Turn my fire down just a little bit now that the butter has melted. And I use a whisk for adding the Splenda and the milk. Now, you will notice that very quickly your ingredients start to kind of boil. Actually, I'm going to cut down the amount of Splenda because that looks like quite a bit. I think I'm going to cut it down and just use 2/3 cups instead of a full cup. I can always add more to it in just a little while after this cooks and comes to a boil. You want to stir this and make sure that it's not burning. If it burns, you're in big trouble because it won't taste right and, well, it just won't taste right. You'll have to start over. So don't let it burn. Now, I use canned milk. And you can use whichever milk you want. But I use canned milk in mine because I like it, the rich flavor that it gives it. Right now, I am going to try and taste this. Gotta find a spoon. I guess I can grab one out of here. I moved all my stuff so it wouldn't look so tacky and crowded. But they're way over on the other side of the room. So I will do it this way. I'll take my trusty little measuring spoon here. And I want to taste this to make sure I have enough Splenda. I really think that's going to be almost enough. So I think I will go ahead and add the other 1/3 cup of Splenda to this. And then just stir it in and let it come to a boil. It's better to have not enough to start out with than it is to put a whole bunch in and then find out, oh my goodness, that's terrible. It's too sweet. So when you're working with Splenda, it definitely is different and it's a little bit stronger sweet taste than the normal sugar is. I'm going to get my oats, bring them over here because we're going to start putting this together. You'll want your peanut butter. I use Skippy or Jif. I really like Jif, but the store didn't have any where we shop, so I had to stick with Skippy. And it's just as good. And you'll want pure vanilla extract. Now remember, you want only 2 capfuls. When I tell you to put it in, only 2 capfuls. If you go more than that, it's going to be overpowering. So we take that out. Oh, looks like it's starting to boil, which is a good thing. Okay. Now we're going to turn our stove off. And we're going to slide this off of the heat. Now is when you want to put in just a pinch of sea salt. And I've heard people ask, how much is a pinch? Well, actually, let me look at this. A pinch is smaller than 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay? Put that in there and stir that around just as quickly as you can. Now you're going to add your peanut butter. Now, a lot of people, like I said before, they like a lot of peanut butter. But I'm not that much on peanut butter in these, so I'm not going to make a full cup of peanut butter. I'm just going to dip in here and take out about that much, maybe a little bit more. And we'll do probably 1/4 a cup of peanut butter. Okay? Now, you're going to stir that around while this mixture is hot. You want your peanut butter to kind of melt in there. Okay, we have our peanut butter is all melted. Now, we're going to put, remember, 2 capfuls. Now, these caps are not very big, but, well, I guess I should open it. They're plenty enough for you to use as a measuring spoon. There's 1. Two capfuls. Okay. That will work. And of course, I got it on my fingers. Now I'm going back to my little longer handle spoon because the little short one, my fingers may get in it. I don't want to do that. So now that you have this mixture all mixed up, you start adding your oats. Now your oats, I add a cup at a time. The recipe calls for 3 cups of oats. Well, sometimes, I'm not sure why, but sometimes you only need maybe 2 3/4, and then other times you may need 4 cups. Now, while this mixture, your liquid mixture, is hot, you want to get your oats in there. Okay, there's 2 cups. And I think from looking at it, I may put more than 3 cups of oats in this, because we want it to soak up some of this liquid and make it good enough for being able to put it out on your parchment sheets. And that's the other thing I didn't mention. You'll want to get your cookie sheets and line them with parchment, or maybe I did. But I use parchment paper versus the wax paper. I just find it's easier to work with. Okay, there's my 3 cups. There we go. And it's starting to get a little bit hard to stir, which is a good thing. It's a little while for it to start setting up. And I really hope this sticks together and it's not too wet. Now, the one thing that most people do is take a spoon to put this out on parchment paper. So I was going to do that, but then I thought, you know, I might not do it that way. I may use an ice cream scoop. You can get a small, let me find it for you. You can get a baking pan, and you can line this, or you can spray it. If it's a non-stick, you can break this out and put it in here and pack it in real good. Stick it in the refrigerator and let it cool for a full 24 hours. Remember, a full day. Then you can take it out and slice it like you would brownies or fudge. And I have done that before if I'm in a hurry and I really don't want to take a long time doing this. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed visiting with Bizebeegranny in Studio B. You have a good day now. Bye.